Honorable colleagues, we have a lot still left to do in a very brief time. Principal among these priorities is the Electoral Act Amendment Bill. First, let me express my profound gratitude to all of you for your work to pass this most critical legislation. Now, I'm talking about the Electoral Act Amendment. I commend you all for the work that you put in. Unfortunately, that bill did not receive presidential assent, and it is unlikely that it will in its current form. Now we have to choose between sticking to our guns regarding the provision to mandate direct primary elections for political parties, or reworking that provision to save the rest of the bill. Now, let it be clear to all that our only objective in introducing that provision was to strengthen the foundations of our democracy so that it works for all of our nation's people. The process by which political parties nominate candidates for election is essential, perhaps even just as important as the general election itself. A primary nomination process that deprives the majority of party members of the opportunity to choose who represents them in the general elections is susceptible to bad outcomes and ought to be fixed. Some argued that political parties do not have proper registers of their members, which was a reason to reject the direct primary option. This is an appalling admission that political parties in the country do not have credible and up-to-date registers of their members. We are left to question how those parties have thus far managed their affairs, including conducting congresses and primary elections, whether by direct or indirect. Besides, it can be inferred that the failure to maintain a proper register of members violates the spirit of the Constitution, as it makes it impossible for the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to enforce the constitutional requirement for political parties to ensure that their membership reflects the federal character of Nigeria. Nonetheless, it is disappointing that the failure of political parties to adequately document their membership is being used to not give the Nigerian people the power to fully participate in our nation's politics. If nothing else, including a direct primary mandate in the law would have forced political parties to properly register their members within the shortest possible time. This would have been the singular most significant reform of our political primary system, party system, in a generation. I remain convinced that the proposal for direct primary elections is valuable for building accountability in our political system. But we must not allow the perfect to be the enemy of the good. Therefore, the House will reintroduce the amendment tomorrow, and we will work quickly to address the mitigating concerns, pass the bill, and send it back to His Excellency President Muhammad Buhari for assent. As to the issues relating to inelegant drafting and other technical errors in the bill, this is a matter of concern, as it appears the version sent to the President differs from what is circulating in the public domain. However, in December of last year, I appointed a technical team to look into the issue. I expect to have their report within the next day or two, so that we can proceed to the next stage. We have less than 13 months to the next general election, so time is of the essence. A credible electoral law is what the people want. It is what the people deserve, and it is what the people will get. The Electoral Act Amendment Bill introduces many other provisions that will serve our democracy well, and we cannot throw away the baby with the bathwater. Our current constitutional review efforts is as crucial as the Electoral Act Amendment Bill. Amending our nation's constitution to address long-standing areas of disagreement and remove the vestiges of military from our democracy is one of the central commitments we made in the Ninth House. It is a commitment we must meet or risk the harsh judgment of history. Therefore, we will prioritize action working with the Deputy Speaker's Committee on Constitutional Amendment. We will prioritize action to pass the Constitutional Amendment Bill in the House of Representatives. Fortunately, we are in the final stages of that effort and will shortly conclude this all-important work.